Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Adwini and I'm from 4 Delta. So today I'm going to be reviewing a book that I've picked myself. It's called The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. So let's get into the summary plot of this book. It tells us a story about a famous painter whose name is Alicia Berenson, whose life is seemingly perfect. She was married to an in-demand fashion photographer. She lives in a grand house with big windows overlooking a park in one of London's most desirable areas. In the face 5 times and then never speaks a word since then. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into something far grander, a mystery that captures the public imagination and casts Alicia into notoriety. The price of her art skyrockets, and she, the silent patient, was hidden away and from the tabloids and spotlights at the Grove, a secure forensic unit in North London. And there's a man named Theo Faber who is a criminal psychotherapist who has waited a long time for the opportunity to work with Alicia. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband, takes him down a twisting path into his own motivation, a search for the truth that threatens to consume him. Let's get, as a fan of thrillers, I'm fairly forgiving of, books in this genre that aren't perfect. I found this book mildly entertaining, and I think there's lots of people who would enjoy reading this book, especially if you love smartly laid out plots. That said, my main thought is that I think it would be better if it were produced, as a movie. The basic frame of a really good plot is there. It just needs some retooling and a little more nuance, given the fantastic reputation of the studios developing it. Anyone who is not a fan of his genre should just watch the movie when it comes out. So let's get into the criticism. So the flaws in this book are numerous, but I think it is pretty standard, for this kind of genre. The characterizations of characters are sort of silly or cartoonish. For example, the motherly female doctor, the doctor who gets in the way, and so on. Michaelides throws in so many red herrings and false starts that the book starts to feel unintentionally can be filled. And as for the writing, it's possible, but leaves a bit to be desired. So let's start with the good stuff. The premise of this book is fantastic. I was engaged right away. The ending is surprising, even if you guess it. I mean, I wouldn't, but some people would, right? And the way the crucial scene of the book plays out is well done. I was skeptical of whether the book would come up together, and I'm pleasantly surprised that it ultimately does. For most thrillers, I think the ending is the make it or break it aspect of the story, and this one is pretty solid. Michaelides' debut novel is an easy, accessible, and entertaining read, and it will undoubtedly make for a thrilling movie if and when that is released. So overall, the story keeps your interest and keeps you into it, and So my last thought of it is that anyone who's interested, a beginner reader, you don't want something too complicated, and you just want something that's not hard for you to understand. I would strongly recommend this book. And there's a similar book that has the same storyline. It's called The Wife Between Us. So if, for example, if you like this book, you might as well just read The Wife Between Us. And so thank you for listening to me, and that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.